Good morning. Happy Tuesday, 8:02 on a Tuesday morning. The sun is shining. 1 year ago. Derek, man, this guy looks totally different. One of my clients, again, memories pop up. Show me this awesome stuff. Onto the Facebook. Dude looks totally different. I'm gonna have to get on him about doing this little before and after right now. When he did his first 70.3. Right, let's do a little test and make sure everything works. That's why I go over to the Facebook. Okay, hey, good morning. Oh, good morning, Rebecca. Yeah, you gotta sign up for Friday. Did you sign up for Friday or Saturday? I don't see you in here, Becky. La 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 la. Yeah, gotta get on that. Doing a little nutrition challenge to try to kick people back into post-COVID mindset. Yeah, not yet. So we've been going for the last good solid clean eating, getting the movement. Okay, that's fine. Just shoot me a message. And yeah, so it's been good. You know, I'm not a huge fan of nutrition challenges, other than it gives people who, good morning, mother, gives people who otherwise, good morning, Deborah, otherwise wouldn't necessarily, aren't ready to like fully commit to like a one-on-one. It gives them, you know, just a little bit of that extra motivation to stick to a plan. It gives them a plan of some sorts to follow. So, you know, I like challenges from that perspective. I don't like people to live and die by a nutrition challenge, but, you know, people do like to have, people are competitive by nature. I've met one person who tried to tell me he wasn't competitive. His wife was one of our Ironman athletes, and he's like, I don't understand why she likes to race. I person in anything. I don't even. And I was like, really? I go, so if you and me were both, you know, guess what Deb is doing? We'll come back to my thought. You biking right now on your way to work? Or just riding your bike in general on the trainer? Shouldn't ride and watch videos at the same time. That's dangerous. Even if you're on a bike path. So this guy was like, I'm not competitive at all. And I was like, you know what? I guarantee you are. And here, you know, here's my example. I said, you and I are both up for a promotion. It's $100,000 raise. You're telling me that you're totally cool with not getting that raise, even though, you know, you and I are same degree, same experience. We got hired on the same day. We do this. And now it's between you and I, and try to take like some level of competitive advantage to get a 6-figure raise. Well, that's different. It's like, yeah, see, everybody's competitive. You just have to find where you're competitive and then exploit that. So that's not what we're going to talk about today. That was just a random thought that flew right through my brain. So everybody every day fails. And I think that failure has taken on, like, in this very soft world that we live in, like, people don't like to hear that someone failed, or, oh, you know. So this kind of came up. A friend of mine, Grace, was doing 75 hard, and she made it 39 days before she failed. And that's a hell of an accomplishment. You know, after doing 75 hard, you know, and I saw that she was doing it, I was like, all right, this is gonna be pretty cool. Because again, I see everybody, I'd love to see everybody be able to do it, but it is very difficult. On paper, it doesn't look that difficult, but it's one of those things where you just know it's gonna be a lot harder than it seems. And she wrote a good little post about how she failed. And a lot of times with 75 hard, it comes down to time management. So, like it sucks getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do your reading or to go for your walk or to do whatever, or to get one of your workouts in. But again, it's, when it's 10 o'clock at night and you're like, oh shit, I got to read 10 pages or I got to go for a 45-minute walk, like not ideal. So, and that's kind of what happened with her. Like her day got away from her, and then she was like, it was 10 o'clock and I still had to read, I still had to walk, I had to do a workout. And I just knew that I wasn't going to get it done. And that happens. And that's okay. Because she's able to accept that she failed. But and Andy Frisella, who created 75 Hard, has talked about this in the past. And it was just funny when it was funny when I was reading through the comments of a lot of people were like, oh, but you didn't fail. You did so great. And it's okay, that it was unrealistic. You did a great job. You don't need that. You already inspire and do so much. But what people in the response, like, I get it, like you're trying to console your friend, but at the same time, like she set out to accomplish a goal. So we always, in a lot of times, I think we look at failure as something where it is actually something that's great, because we can take that and again, Grace already learned, like, she already figured out, like, this is where I screwed up. This is where I screwed up this day, and I got 39 days in, more than halfway, and I slipped once, and now I've got to start all over again. And that's what's great about 75 Hard, is it's not like you get to redo that day. I'm on day 39. I failed day 39. I'm going to start at day 39 and go to 75. No, you could be at day 74 and then fail to take your progress picture and have to start all over again, or fail to drink your water. And actually, that's what hers was. I think it was that she hadn't done her workout or drank enough water. So I look at it as, and I think one way in general is, like, those people feel good. And that's really, like, we're trying to make them feel good because we think that's what they need, right? Like, by making those comments to anyone when they fail to meet an objective, you're trying to make them feel good because you think that's what they need, when in reality, a lot of times they already know, like, maybe it's not unrealistic. So I put down a couple of, like, counterpoints to those, where it's like, it's okay that you failed, but you need to get back up and do it because you wanted to do this. Like, you wanted to reach that objective. So, it's just like in some of the best films ever produced, Sylvester Stallone in Balboa, talks about talking to his son, says, you're going to get knocked down. You have to get back up. And every time you get knocked down, you have to. But it's true, like, the whole point of failing is so that you can figure out what you did wrong so that you don't do it wrong again. Because if I just sit here and every time, if I'm a newborn baby and every time or a 7-month-old, 9-month, whatever, 11-month-old baby, and I go to walk, if I fall down the first time and I'm like, I'm out, can't do this, it's too tough, not getting very far in life, like literally at that point. But you figure out, like, counterbalance, and you watch a kid learn how to do that stuff. In Becky's career, you watch a horse learn how to do that stuff. It's pretty cool to watch a baby deer or a baby horse because they're so damn big relative with their little itty bitty legs. So you fall down, you get back up. You just have to do that. If you want to achieve that goal, no one, got to take that away from you. Was it unrealistic, or was your plan for execution not aligned with what the outcome should have been? And that's where a lot of people fail. This is, to me, the #1 reason why people fail to accomplish something. Because it's not that their goal was unrealistic. Their plan at achieving that goal was unrealistic. right? So like if I have a goal of, if I'm 300 pounds and my goal is to lose 100 pounds, that's not an unrealistic goal. 200 pounds might be an unrealistic goal, but 100 pounds might not be unrealistic. But now if I take that, good morning, Matthew, and I take that and I say, okay, well, I want to do it in 2 months. Now we're talking unrealistic. That my approach for that is going to be unrealistic. So is the goal unrealistic, or was your plan not aligned with your real challenging goal? Learn, and what will you change? So this is the biggest one from a growth mindset perspective. Like, how are you going to grow? How are you going to change? What are you going to do differently next time to ensure that this doesn't happen? Maybe it's, I was only relying on one alarm at 4:15 to get up, and I should have had my second one. Or maybe it's, I'm going to put my phone on the other side of the room. Unless you're Joe DeSena, I don't know who he is, and can get a guy to lose 100 pounds in 30 days. I'll take your word for that, Becky. I don't know who Joe DeSena is, but now I'll look. You know, maybe it's that you have to put your phone on the other side of the room so that you actually have to get out of bed to turn your alarm off. You know, all of these things are pieces and parts of your puzzle. And these are things that you've got to kind of look at. Or maybe it's like, you know what, I got to make sure every night I'm in bed by 8:30 so that I can get up early, so that I can make sure that I'm going through my checklist. Or make sure that I have a water bottle with me 100% of the time to make sure that I'm drinking enough water, you know. So, but what will you change? So that's another huge one. And then my last point on it was, oh, Spartan race owner. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing healthy about losing 100 pounds in 30 days, but I guess if you're doing it for the TV, then I guess it's okay. Who's to say if you need it or not? It's you who wants it, so go get it, right? Because again, a lot of people will say like, oh, well, but you're perfect the way you are. You don't need to change. And it's like, but if I want to change, you know, that especially comes out when someone sets a weight loss goal and they fail to meet their weight loss goal, and then their friends are consoling them and saying, but you're perfect the way you are, or you don't need to change. You look great just the way you are. And you're like, I feel like shit 97% of the time. I don't like the way that I look. I don't want to look like this anymore, and I want to change. You know, so that is like, you're the one who wants it. Nobody on your social media or in your friend's circle truly, like, again, and I always say this with like a husband and wife. Like the wife comes in and she says, well, you know, my husband says he likes me the way I am, but I'd like to lose a few pounds. And I'm like, I can promise you that if you lost 10 pounds and you looked even better naked, your husband's gonna be happy with that. I'm changing. I felt like shit. Well, that's good. I know you're changing. Matt is changing. Matt dropped 6 pounds last week. Now he's a runner. Prepping him for a little running race. But first, we're going to ride our bikes up Whiteface. Most important things. So, you know, you're the one who wants this goal. So don't let someone else tell you, like, you're perfect the way you are. You don't need to change. You don't need to. What do you need to do that hard work for? Because I want that hard work. I want the satisfaction and gratification that comes with accomplishing that. I want to be better every day, right? Can I say this kid is awesome? Most, you know, for those of you who don't know, Deb got her delivery of her UHP tri-kit. And yes, this kit is awesome. And yes, it is the most. Yes, it took an extra 3 months to get to us. So it damn well better be. But yes, it is, to me, when you fail, that's a good thing. And to Grace, if you check this out a little bit later, because I'm guessing you're doing a workout right now, you failed, and that's great, because this tells you that you have the potential to get further next time. And a lot of people, when they do 75 hard, takes them 2, 3, 4 times. It's not common, but when you look at people like Gus, Cheryl, and I, the three of us have that mindset where we feed off each other, which is why the three of us did it together. And you know, there's a lot of days in there. Like I think about doing it again, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm good for right now. Like I don't miss. I still read every day. Read 10 pages every day. Still, I still drink. I still get at least 1, usually 2 workouts in. I don't take a progress picture, and I follow my diet 95% of the time. Like once a week, you know, I'll have a dessert or something. But for the most part, I don't veer from it. But again, that would be a failure in the eyes of 75 hard once a week. You know, straying from that diet, having a cheat in your diet. Otherwise, I hit it every time. And it's like, right now, I don't need that. But I know that I have the ability to go back to that if I want to. So just some food for thought for you guys for Tuesday morning, where it looks like the sun's peeking out. Got a little rain last night. Sun's out, guns out. So hope you guys have an awesome day. Have a great Tuesday. I will see you guys tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. And practice your social distancing. I've gone over that your armpits smell and all that fun stuff, and people just don't want to be around you. And frankly, they smell, so you're not going to want to be around them. So just keep that in mind, keep your distance, and I will see you guys tomorrow.